Welcome to this Hockey Inside Out Show bonus episode. I'm Stu Cowan of the Gazette. I'm joined by former Canadiens teammates Chris Nyland and Rick Green, both with Stanley Cup championship rings from 1986, as Canadiens fans all know, and our hockey analytics guru, Andrew Berkshire. This has been a really difficult season for Josh Anderson. It's been hard to watch at times. But apart from him, Knuckles, who has been the biggest disappointment for you this season on the Habs?
Oh, it's a tough one. You know, I don't know if this is fair or not, but I guess I expected a little more out of Primo when he played. I know it's not easy for a goalie to spot duty here and there, but here's a guy who spent some time down in Laval, come up. I was expecting a little more from him. And again, it's really hard on the goaltenders when you're with a team going through a rebuild, right? I think, even can you imagine Carey Price if he was healthy and he was here, how difficult it is to go through a rebuild with a team? And I look at Montembeault has really kind of stepped up and taken that net away, and he's really come through. I don't know if it's fair or not, but I guess I expect a little more from Primo this season. His numbers, win-loss, aren't the greatest, but his goals against is under 3. Save percentage, I think, is 9-10, something like that. But I guess because I couldn't find anybody else to pick, I picked him.
Rick?
For me, more than mentioning an individual, I'll go with the team concept. And the disappointment for me, when you're giving up 3.5 goals against a game, is an area where that has got to be improved. We've talked about a number of times. All the good teams are not going to allow those type of stats against if you're going to have any type of success moving forward. And their overall team defense, and that the way that they are able to execute whatever system is in place in their zone, and not just in their zone, but their overall defensive game, you can't continue on that route and expect some success down the road, especially when you're scoring less than 3 goals for a game. So those two areas, starting with defense first, I think needs to be addressed and improved upon if they're going to have anything in a positive way. And that to me is the biggest disappointment for most of the year.
Yeah, I think mine is Jesse Ullinen. I expected him this was his year, to make an impression, to try to push his way up the lineup. There were opportunities there, and he just hasn't been able to capture it. Whether that's, he hasn't been given the opportunities that a lot of the other young players have been given on the Montreal Canadiens. And I know that there's been a few people who've been kind of on Marty about that, but at the same time, I don't think that he's earned those opportunities this year, which is part of it. You do have to force the coach's hand. Joshua Waugh forced everybody's hand, and not everyone can be Joshua Waugh, but this season has been a bit of a waste for Jesse Ullinen, and it should have been the season where he established himself as a full-time NHLer. It's been kind of disappointing.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine him back with the Canadiens next season. For me, I'm going to go with Raphael Harvey-Pinard. I mean, the guy still works his butt off every shift, but man, it's just, I think we're seeing now why he was a 7th-round draft pick. Last season, 14 goals in 34 games. The shooting percentage was 24.1, which is insane, Andrew, as you would know as an analytics guy. This season, his shooting percentage is 4.3. The game against Philadelphia was the 10th straight game. He didn't even get a shot on goal. So he was sort of the feel-good story last season for the Canadiens, and it's been disappointing to see that he hasn't been able to follow it up. He did get a nice contract from Kent Hughes last summer, a couple of years. I think it's $2 million. So he has that in his back pocket, but frustrating season for Raphael Harvey-Pinard. Hey, that's it for this HIO Show bonus episode. Please make sure you like and subscribe to the Hockey Inside Out YouTube channel. Go to montrealgazette.com/newsletters to sign up for the Hockey Inside Out newsletter. And of course, go to hockeyinsideout.com where you'll find all the latest Canadiens news every day.